Hey everybody, Adam Davidson, RadCast for Holy Monday, April 3rd, 2023. We're in Matthew chapter 21, verses 12 through 13. Jesus entered the temple courts and drove out all who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. "It is written," he said to them, "My house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers." And that's the word of the Lord. Two things on this Holy Monday. One, Jesus overturns these tables and the whole thing because they're taking advantage of the poor. It was against Jewish law for them to charge interest or a service fee for certain things. And the idea of them selling doves, usually a dove was given to someone who couldn't afford a larger, more expensive sacrifice. So a dove was a stand-in for those who were poor. And what he certainly saw, we would guess from what happens here, is that the money changers and lenders and even religious leaders were taking advantage of the poor. This cannot be done. We must remember that Jesus comes into a world that is broken and metaphorically and literally turns everything upside down, flips the tables, because the way we do stuff is wrong. God doesn't want us to exploit the poor. God wants systems of justice and righteousness, not systems where some people get a lot at the expense of others. It's a whole thing, but it reminds us as followers of Jesus that we are to be countercultural, not flipping tables at work or running into 7-Eleven mad about Slurpee prices and start throwing, ho-hos and ding-dongs everywhere, but like to really see the world as broken and to see Jesus as bringing justice, as we as his citizens, as his brothers and sisters, as it were, to be bringers of that justice. So it's okay for us to say, hey, this isn't right. Hey, we need to do this differently, and may it begin with me. So there's one side of it. The other side of it is a little more personal, and it's this. This event right here on Holy Monday is basically what pulled the trigger on Jesus being arrested and killed. The only reason he wasn't arrested in this moment was because the people had such regard for him, and the temple guard knew that if they went and dragged Jesus away, there would be a riot. But eventually, it was because of this event that Jesus ultimately is arrested. They see him as too out of control. We can't have this anymore. I must ask you this, and I'm struggling with this myself. What's one thing that Jesus says or does or demands of you as Lord that really upsets you? Like that really kind of makes you want to push him away? Like, I don't want anything to do with that. Get out of here. Because he really does demand everything. And dying to self is a difficult process. Where is Jesus asking you to do something that if you had your way, you would just push him out and say, no thanks, and even perhaps have him arrested? You got to remember, we're the people who are doing right, but we're also the people who have done wrong. It's only by his grace. That's Holy Week Monday. That's RadCast.